If this came on at like 3 in the morning,
I'd be like, holy shit, what is this?
I'd be like, damn, it's time to check it out.
Yeah.
It's wild, too, because who the fuck has cable either anymore?
Apparently some people.
Some people do.
People have seen it on public access.
Anybody staying in a Motel 6 in the Portland area can see our face at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, anyone who's just on the run.
Here's who I think has cable. I think people who live with their parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no judgment at all. Like
the fellas.
Your parents have cable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then working people who need to enjoy sports.
Oh, yeah. Which is our fan base.
Definitely.
That's our audience.
Yeah.
Sports
is
fans.
the working class sports fan.
People in this town like their Blazers, you know?
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And all those Blazers games happening around 2, 3 in the morning, they'll be flipping around and finding us.
But once you got cable,
yeah, what is it? How does it? So I guess you just get drunk during a Blazers game, sort of zonk out, leave the TV on, get sick of a commercial, flip it a couple times, and that's how you find this.
That would be so
That's
scary.
the cheat code that it takes for this to take off. Okay.
You wake up and you got 2 short kings talking about demon possession and fucking...
Just cum and penises, and that's what that is.
The
way you find the Midnighters Survival Show is you get so fucking zonked out with a room full of people where no one wants to put in the effort to curate what's on TV, and nobody wants to turn it off or do anything but watch TV. But eventually you get sick of a commercial, you flip it, and then you see these 2 mugs. Yeah,
dude. We got drunk people waking up in Twin Peaks, and we're the Black Lodge. That's what we're doing. We're talking to you. I'm that little fella talking backwards.
I want you guys anyone seeing this right now, I want you to know that this is not a dream. And we are here to help. Midnighters Survival Show, teaching you how to navigate the current chaotic ether of life.
Yeah.
In an age where things only seem to get worse, but we just kind of kick the can down the road no matter what it is. You know what I've been noticing?
What?
Is that we don't hold on to villains as long as we used to. We kind of wipe them out and move forward. Remember, it was Ezra Miller was the villain.
Yep.
Going just
Andrew
on a complete
Callahan.
rampage. Andrew Callahan went down.
Justin
Roiland went down.
Innocent.
What?
Sorry. Yeah, all the charges dropped.
All the charges for domestic violence were dropped, but a bunch of DMs of him
talking to like
15-year-old girls in a Chinese accent. It's actually not that cool to look at.
It's worse.
I still don't think he gets to come back. It's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, innocent. Sure, you might not go to jail, but I don't think I'm going to be watching Solar Opposites anytime soon.
Eric, I didn't expect that to be your guy that you rode for.
Found
I didn't
innocent.
expect you to... Like,
all the charges were dropped.
Fucking juicy pickle, Rick. Fuck you, dude.
He's a monster, but I've been a fan of his for his entire career.
Well, he is
for 20 years.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody can say that the guy wasn't pretty funny, but it sucks whenever funny dudes seem to have this pipeline to being an abusive. Me-tooable monsters, which kind of sucks.
Well, I think that part of that, and you guys should just go off and disagree with me here. Like, I think part of it's that, like, you have to have a wrinkle in your brain that makes you a rebel, that makes you not give a shit about, like, how you're supposed to behave. You have to have, like, a wrinkle in your brain that makes you, develop your own morality, your own moral universe, like your own moral compass.
Okay.
Like, you recognize that the world is corrupt and powered by liars who you can't trust, and if they're telling you that this is what's good and this is bad, then they're obviously just taking advantage of you. So you have all of those rebellions in you, and then you're like, and
but
then
bitches,
you cross the line. And
but
then
women,
yeah,
when they when I don't really know.
I disagree with that. I don't think that's what
I don't
it
think
is.
I don't think that like DMing 15-year-old girls in
I
a
don't
Chinese
think that's like an
accent
act against
is
capitalism.
like actually like it's not like a power to the fucking people thing.
Right?
It
No,
just-
but it's what I meant is that like the people who develop their own moral universes rise to the top of the creative, especially in comedy, because it's like their point of view.
I don't know. I think the whole
It's an accident that the Venn diagram of rapey shitheads and creative individuals overlaps too much. But it has one has nothing to do. You don't have to be a rapey
it
shithead
could
to
just
be creative.
I mean, a lot of it could just be like if you had that much money and that much success that it kind of gets to your head. I don't know.
I also think I don't really even think it has to do because people fucking take people who are good at art or creative things and they just overblow the importance of their social thoughts, and like a lot of them aren't much deeper than any normal person. Like I mean like fucking Father John Misty, everybody's been talking about him like he's this social genius. He's got like 8th grader thoughts about society, but he is a good singer, right? And like I think people, for whatever reason, think that somebody who wants to be public has some deeper idea, or there's something like fucking wrong with them, so they're gonna make art. But the truth is like, as sad as it is, I think there are a lot of people who actually act in the ways that some of these artists do, but most people don't choose to make their lives public. So when somebody makes their life public, it's harder to hide those things that they do. I think it's a pretty regular thing for people to act in pretty hideous ways. It's just artists get caught because they want to sell themselves.
Well, we don't hear about it on the news because no one wants to hear about some chemical engineer DMing 16-year-old girls in a Chinese accent. Like, if that guy's doing that, then it's not going to be on the news. It's like, hey, a local fry cook.
A guy who works at Kinko's molesting somebody is just like a guy who gets fired. It's not like...
You might see like a thing where it's like, hey, the local Kohl's apologizes for this piece of shit who worked here. Anyway, He's been fired, and no one's like, what are we doing to ruin this guy from Kohl's life?
Yeah, because I've known a lot of pieces of shit in my life. I've known a lot of pieces of shit who do shitty things. Very few of them have been artists. You know, like very few of them have a rebellious
A lot of them weren't
streak.
actually artists. They were just sort of around music or like some sort of entertainment, and they were... That alone was just kind of like, oh, you're around people.
Yeah.
You're around the thing that surrounds
That's
like,
just what I'm
shit.
around.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm around, so there are pieces of shit in the thing. You know? It's I think people
it's not like a flaw with talented people. It's a flaw with men in general.
But, you know, Ben, you mentioned that there appears to be a faster burnout on the obsession.
I'm just saying we have a faster, we move on from things quicker. Like, like Andrew Tate, like people heard about him.
Yeah.
He went to prison, and the news did this thing for about 2 weeks where like, what is going on with young men? It's like they're poor. They can't fucking buy shit. They feel
forgot
like they don't have a
all
future.
about Andrew Tate.
And then now it's like, okay, nobody gives a... Like, I hear people be like, it's like Andrew Tate. And it's like, well, nobody gives a shit anymore because we learned that he was actually going bald because they won't let him shave his head in prison, which is not... He's like tweeting like Dostoevsky poems about how sometimes the cold can be a good thing.
And it's
just like,
stupid.
dude, he's just like, sorry, dude, you're not top G anymore because you're in jail for who knows how long. But
his like proteges are the guys I think catching most of the heat right now. Like
you see guys you see people kind of come up and they don't have what it takes to be a complete heel in their life because they're all like these young kids who never really they never had to like fight or anything. At least with Andrew Tate, it was like, well, this guy can fight.
Yeah. Wasn't he an MMA guy?
He was a kickboxing champion.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, so I mean the tail end of his career was basically just him becoming a grifter, even though people knew it, and him selling his lifestyle as something that is available to anyone who would pay him to have that lifestyle, which is sort of, but now people don't really care about him. They've moved on. There's no correction of values. There's no lesson learned from that guy's rise. And we're just like kind of like, okay, well, what if we brought Trump back into the news for a little bit? What if it was DeSantis for a little bit?
Sure.
And I don't know. I think this has been a thing. We just move on from any tragedy because what's the next thing that's going to happen?
Yeah.
The like that train that like had a mushroom cloud in
God damn, I don't
East
remember
Palestine,
any of this.
Ohio. That happened, and everyone was like, "Holy shit, this feels like pretty iconically terrible." And we're just kind of bored again. I don't know, because the spring turned. I don't know. I think that we've reached the limits of our capacity to give a shit about like the news.
Yeah. Well, I don't really keep up for the most part. I don't try to. I figure the way I figure is like if anything important happens, I will hear about it from somebody else. And other than that, it's like if it's important enough to go through my friends' heads and get to me, then it's probably something I should know.
That's how you curate your
It's through Ben Levy's mouth.
Your roommate Ben Levy.
Yeah.
What was the last thing Ben Levy told you was important?
You know what? It's been years.
I will tell you this: Ben Levy does not know what's important. I don't think that should be the one. You live with some people who are a little bit sharper, a little bit more finger on the pulsey. No offense. I'm just saying.
No. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think if anything's come up recently that I heard about. I mean, like I've seen shit trend on Twitter or whatever, like. When that girl posted thirst traps and a bunch of people like checked her family background and read her great-grandfather's obituary to make sure she was like 100% white before they jerked off to her. Did you see that?
I didn't hear about this one.
That went
Please
viral.
Tell me more.
No, dude, there was like a lady. She was posting some hot stuff on Twitter.
Can I Google her? What is she?
No,
yeah, I can't.
I don't want to
name.
contribute to this person being like doxxed.
Oh no, she didn't get doxxed.
Okay.
It was like a thing. The responses to it, she screenshotted and then it went viral. So
they had to make sure she was 100% white. Is there something like not white about her? Does she have a voluptuous ass or something?
I don't know. Well, I think she's like Eastern European or something, and I think like she's got like a darker complexion or something. And I think she's got an OnlyFans, and she was posting pictures on the internet, and like guys with like Punisher logos for their Twitter handles.
Blue Lives Matter, Punisher skulls.
Like, this guy said, "Checked it out. She's fine. 97% Croatian. Her great grandfather was a Protestant. Heavy ties to local government and." Oklahoma or whatever, and
is this how right-wing Christian nationalists like deal with, like, is this their version of fucking purity now?
That's
where
gonna
it's
be
just like,
so
no, we're allowed to
wild.
jack off to this because like you can't even. I feel like even. I feel like even like 1950s racists were probably like, well, you can jack off to them.
Yeah.
You know, like
well, dude, I just think it's funny to go to the comments of something and then fucking have some other guy like check it out for you. You're like, hey, hold on, before I fucking finish, let me go.
I want to make sure that these feelings are what is that? What is
racially
that?
pure. Racially pure.
Racially pure in your heart, I guess, or like that's all like inside. Like
I don't know.
Have you sinned in your heart if you jack off to somebody who's I don't know, like Egyptian?
Yeah, I think Egyptian's fine.
Egyptian is fine.
Egyptian's fine. I think.
Do we want to do this?
I don't know. We started the bit, and I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, it's a pretty like that's a. I feel like
every place I thought of to say next, I was like, "Nope,
like,
I can't
don't really
do
want
it,
to
dude."
do that. I mean, we could find exactly the the line. What's like where I guess like Armenian.
Armenian, yeah, I
guess that's probably
I think
where
Greek is the last stop before you're like, all right, that's too far.
Me personally, I just can't do the Italian thing.
No, Italian is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I see Italians on the street. I'm not even. I just want to hit them.
Yeah, good food, but
yeah,
stay away.
Yeah,
talk with the hands. They make a nice concrete sidewalk, though.
Tell a story about when I worked with
This was not the right one.
Vic Morrow.
Dude, I like that a
we have
lot.
to watch
Hold
that.
on.
No, go back. We have to watch whatever that was.
Someone wanted to know about Vic Morrow, so I'll tell that story.
Who's Vic Morrow?
I have no idea.
Is that just his friend? Dude, he went into like. He's got video editing software, dude.
Over the heat.
Vic Morrow's an American actor.
Oh.
He was the leads of the ABC drama series Combat.
Face down so that they will, there we go, get a little bit warm. These are going to be good. And everything has finished cooking and it looks good, it smells good. And the sunshine's coming through the window here. We have a good day outside. It's supposed to get down to freezing in Tennessee tonight. First freeze of the season. And I'm mixing up my salad. I have cabbage, carrots, tomatoes, and some mayonnaise and relish and ketchup.
This is good stuff.
There's nothing pretentious about this.
No.
Oh, a hot dog.
So according to him, it is a sandwich.
So it's one hot dog. Very low cost sandwich. The only thing I'm going to put on the sandwich, on the hot dog, is mustard and relish. No ketchup. And I will tell you about Vic Morrow as we proceed here.
I feel like as soon as this is over, he's going to go to his grocery store and like tell a bagger he loves her.
And that was the movie, which was the cause of his death and also the death of two child actors. See if I get the name right here. The child actors, Micah Din Lee. Micah Din Lee was 7, and Renee Chin Chen was 6. They died in the early morning hours of July 23rd.
I get a little mayonnaise and relish on this, and every time I shut my eyes, I see those dead-bodied children.
A helicopter accident. The children should not have been on the set, even during the daytime, with a dangerous helicopter maneuver.
Is this the Tales from the Crypt movie or something?
Twilight Zone.
What?
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone movie. That's right. They were making the Twilight Zone movie and the fucking whack some kids.
John Landis.
July 23rd,
With a
1982. I was not on that set on that day. I was on that set 3 days prior to
It's
it.
real convenient.
Have a
It's
bite
real
of this hot dog.
convenient, dude.
It's pretty interesting. I wonder what he was doing. Probably just like, he's like a grip. This guy strikes me as a grip.
Teamster.
When you consider this costs probably only somewhere between 25 and 35 cents, including the mustard and relish and the potatoes I'm going to have. This is good.
So anyway, these kids are, their bodies are running
Hot
around.
dogs.
Heads cut off.
Not the most
Anyway, it's only
Oh,
cost
this is
25
good.
cents.
Hot dog is, man, good. Makes me want to scream. Is so good. Scream like those kids did when the helicopter
Their last
came
moments.
for them.
Some salad and potatoes. Vic Morrow
He just keeps
Work
going
with
back
him.
into it.
on July 15th, July 16th, and July 20th of 1982 on that movie.
The chewing gives it this dramatic meter.
I would have wanted the set to be. The president of the Screen Extras Guild happened to be there on the set on July 15th and 16th, and he went nose to nose with John Landis, who was directing the scenes, and made sure that we, who were members of the Screen Extras Guild, did not do anything
So this guy's an
that
actor.
was dangerous.
An extra.
This is the most hard-boiled extra I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, dude, you got to think about This guy spent
any
probably 50 years of his life
crime
just
as
wanting
far
to
as,
eventually be discovered.
manslaughter.
He just watched children
And
die
the children were there
for
illegally.
years,
They should not have
living
been
in
there
Tennessee,
illegally.
waiting to for somebody to be like, you know
think
what,
some
you did a
fines
really
were
good job standing in the background.
charged.
Why don't you head this movie? And now he's just eating
But
25-cent
Morrow
fried hot
Sandwiches.
dog.
talked with me. He talked with
Hot
the
dog
other
sandwiches.
movie extras. He liked being around us more than he liked being around the director or the producers. He was at home with us. He told us that movie, Twilight Zone, the movie, would be his comeback movie. Vic Morrow had a brilliant career.
Dude, this whole thing is context
We first
clues.
came to
I do
people's
not
attention.
understand any of these
it's
people. or what's-
fucking crazy.
In the movie Blackboard Jungle, he and Sidney Poitier were two brand new. Also, it's the movie that made a song very famous. It was, I guess, the first movie that used the theme song "Rock Around the Clock." Bill Haley and the Comets.
That was so much tension, and I have no
God,
idea what he's
dude.
talking about.
Dude, Rock Around the Clock.
Rock Around the
Rock
Clock.
and roll #1 hit.
Dude, we really are all just living in our time, and then your time is over, and you're just kept alive after your time is over, and you just stay around, and you're left in this world that is dead to you, and you are dead to the world, and you just that was the first movie that ever used "Rock Around the Clock," and I was just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" It's
My
like,
daughter won't let me see my grandchildren. Rock Around the Clock by the
Right.
Swingin' Sultans. It was the first movie that used it. My daughter, she won't return my phone calls. My grandkids, I guess, are starting middle school. But
Halloween 2020.
I don't know too much about any of this, but anyway, here's how you make a fucking shit sandwich. Just cut up some goddamn onions, mix them up with ketchup, toss it on some bread. Costs 15 cents.
he's eating straight out of a frying pan. You know how fucked up that is to do it 80 years old, to not use cutlery, and then he's eating ice cream
Right out of
in
the
the
thing.
middle of his meal, dude. Fuck.
Oh no, he's making a root beer float.
Oh, that's actually
Or no, that's
solid.
that's a root beer float.
That's a root beer float with chocolate ice cream. What a fucking guy.
This
man.
is a guy who knows what he wants. He wants to talk about what he wants to talk about, and that's sort of how you lose people, I think, over time.
Ice cream offered
But
at
this
Kroger's.
this channel has more viewers than Midnighter Survival
Say,
Show.
I'm not surprised by that at all. I don't.
That's okay. That's
yeah,
all right.
this is not our competition, Eric. I don't think.
soda or
I haven't.
How
I
many-
ha-
I am curious how many viewers he has. How many subscribers?
making a nest
This has
already.
almost 1 million views,
nice.
It's,
and this
the
man,
bun came off.
feature man, has
He's got
almost
the check
half
mark.
a million subscribers.
So I
Yeah.
didn't. Okay, well, this is the first that I'm hearing of this guy. It just goes to show fame
Yeah.
doesn't fucking.
Oh no.
It's a drop in a bucket now.
Well, it's also I haven't done this in 4 months, and I feel like he does this every day, whether or not there's a camera. So he's putting the work in.
Right. On YouTube,
Well,
I have
multi-camera
it just
shoots.
about every day.
Every day.
Posts every day. It is true though, Ben. I think you're right that half
I
of
highly
a human
recommend
life
getting
is
as much
spent
cabbage into your
completely irrelevant.
system as you can. I do
But he's
believe
not.
it's-
Well, even though you can tell that this man, in his real life, is completely alone.
oh yeah.
But he's not on the internet. On the internet, he has 1 million subscribers. He's monetized this.
No, that's pretty. That's so fucking weird,
Time for
man.
some
I know.
beer.
Why did we give him this?
I don't know. I
He
mean, I'm
doesn't
watching it now.
understand.
I do find him to be pretty engaging. He's so severe.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like anything could make him cry.
Oh, did Eric do that, or is
No.
that
Yeah.
part of the video?
That's
You didn't do that?
No.
Get some ice cream.
Damn, dude. He's like, well, I'm just chewing here. I got to do something.
Hot
Yeah.
dogs just plain taste good.
He's got a David
And they're-
Lynch kind of vibe to him.
Right.
Probably the
I think he
lowest
knows
price
what he's doing. This might be real art.
is available for meals. And the hot
That
dog
is
buns
so
are often
fucked up what he's doing right now.
Especially
It's not, they're not sandwiches. He's got a bunch of fucked up buns and bits of meat in a bowl, and he just keeps squirting mustard on
going
it.
back in.
and hot dogs would be good for a.
He just licked the spoon
Dorm
before it went in the
meal.
relish.
They are simple to fix. You can boil them. You can fry them.
Is that what he used to look like? Tom Willett in the corner there?
Is that who
his?
this is?
That his
I bet you that's
headshot?
him. Yeah, it's totally him. You're right.
Damn, that's crazy.
See, it looks kind of like him.
In
Like you
addition
can
to
see it, like the features on his nose kind
Twilight
of
Zone,
match
the
up.
movie,
Yeah, it does. You can see it.
I think that is him.
and Blackboard Jungle. Vic Morrow was known for a TV series. He had a TV series called Combat. Vic Morrow's World War II TV series lasted longer than the war that it was based on. Vic Morrow laughed a lot.
He keeps blacking out.
Just like
He
the
did his
1,000-yard
own stunt.
stare. He just stares through the wall, stares through the table, and it's just like
Franklin Reservoir.
you can tell there's something there where he's just kind of like the show lasted longer than the war itself.
Dude,
Called
And
for
like
the
there's something deep
character
about
in the
that.
movie
There's something there,
get into the water,
but he just needs
the
to keep
reservoir
chewing.
of the lake. It
He
looks
just
something
chews
like
through
that.
that feeling.
So
Dude.
this
And
guy
so Vic Morrow's
Tom
character
is
supposed to get
85 years
into the
old,
lake,
okay.
go under
and
water,
he's
hiding
got a
from
Wikipedia
whoever's
page.
chasing him.
Really?
Can we
And
pause
whoever
this and
is
read from his
chasing him
Wikipedia
comes
page?
running up.
He's an actor, a record producer, a singer-songwriter, and YouTuber.
Wow.
Best
Okay.
known for playing non-speaking roles such as the character Tom on the TV show Dear John from 88 to 92.
Again, it's
Damn.
all context clues. I don't know what any of it. Like, just there's so much more to the entertainment world. So much of it doesn't rise to the top,
Yeah.
and you just never hear of it. But people spent their entire lives in the entertainment industry, like him.
I gotta play Dear John.
I got an obscene phone call.
Oh, that's terrible, Mary Beth. Did you call the police?
Oh, what are they gonna do?
Oh, you'd be surprised. I had a problem with obscene phone calls, and they helped me.
Well, what did they do?
They made me go for counseling.
Oh, because she was the one who was doing it.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone. Life goes on, right or wrong. Now it's all been said and done, dear John. So long, seems we've sung love's last song, dear
From what I can tell, this show has 2 locations.
I think Tom Willett is the only guy who survived from any of this. I haven't seen any of these guys.
I have no
It's
idea
Judd
what
Hirsch.
this is.
You guys.
John
Judd
Hirsch?
I have
Judd
no-
Hirsch.
What's he in?
American Treasure, Judd Hirsch. I'm sorry, this is an entire episode of Dear John. That was not my
I was just kind of
intention.
hoping to see what John Willett
There he
is
is.
into.
Where?
What's going to happen next on your soap opera?
He's just sitting there,
Well,
doing nothing.
Dr. Caldwell's gonna lose his license.
He's
for
just
taking
sitting there like a
medications.
ghost in the room.
not
The
even on
fact that
camera.
I can't
There
see
he
him
was.
is freaking me out.
Yeah,
and
I
you
know.
keep telling
Just
me
knowing
that he's there.
Lance's wife is gonna catch
He's
him
just
in
sitting there
Douglas' new
quietly
secretary
in
and
the-
shoot him
in the
throat 4
corner.
times. You know, same old, same old.
Hi, everybody.
Now we're looking
There.
for an actress to play
That's
the part of
him?
Secretary. It's gonna be a real juicy part.
I can't tell if that's actually him.
He's like Slender Man, dude. Like he's just in the background, like not really moving, and like I just know that this like hot dog eating man is in the background, not doing anything, motionless.
One producer thought it might be interesting if she she had a circus background. You know, some
It seems like he's not supposed to be there because he's normally an extra wouldn't be like just staring at the other actors talking.
Dude, there's something.
Look at him. What's he doing? What is he doing? He's just sitting there.
He's just a white guy in a suit.
I'm getting chills, dude.
It's actually, this is like we found some like analog horror shit. This is like real, it's creepy because he's clearly watching the performances.
I feel like he's going to be in my parents' wedding video.
We just start seeing him everywhere. If anyone's watching this right now, this is not a dream. John Willett is in the room with you right now. Oh, he did something.
Oh, he didn't talk, but he...
Just a deadpan
So there's
reaction?
Judd Hirsch. You guys don't recognize Judd Hirsch?
No.
Oh, I do. What else was he in?
I'm having trouble remembering, but he's been in everything.
He looks like Peter Falk, but he's not.
Judd. He was just in the most recent Steven Spielberg film. He starred in it. He was at the Oscars.
Take all the fun out of borrowing. Wait a minute.
Judd Hirsch is most famous for Taxi.
I got a job.
The TV show Taxi. Such a good show.
Wait, how do you spell Hirsch?
H-I-R.
Oh, Judd Hirsch.
He was also in Independence Day.
Oh, he was the dad
Yes,
in Independence
that's right.
Day.
Independence
I can't
Day.
see the president like this. I look like a schlemiel.
Oh, he was in Uncut Gems. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was in
Yeah,
Uncut Gems. Okay, no, he's like a character actor.
Yes.
He's taller.
but he
in
was
most
the
movies, he appears to be shorter,
Short.
and in
Yeah.
this, he seems like a giant.
Yeah.
He's the star of the TV show Taxi
Oh, okay.
with, Danny DeVito and Andy Kaufman.
yeah, launched those
And
guys.
fucking,
And Joe Rogan was on that.
No.
No, he wasn't. It is sort of haunting to see what became of that old man in the background of this TV show.
Just didn't let him talk.
But now all he does is talk
Hello,
and chew.
YouTubers and YouTuberettes. I'll try to tell you a few interesting things about myself here. These are unusual facts about me that you might not know, and I will not say anything too revealing, and hopefully this will be interesting. I've never been to a Starbucks. I have never texted on a telephone. I do not have a smartphone.
I did not kill those kids in that movie.
Ninth grade, I figured that was about all I would need to know to get by. I learned how to learn. So by ninth grade, I knew all that. I first saw a computer.
I can't tie my
1964 or
shoes.
1963, I don't remember the exact year, but I was at EG&G, which is Edgerton, Germeshausen, and Greer. And that was a high-tech firm in Las Vegas, Nevada. They did the timing, the firing, and the photography of the atomic test at the Nevada test site. I worked in their warehouse. And when the computers came into the warehouse, some of the people who would be getting the computers came to the department would not have to figure out each person's individual payroll deductions and so on.
So even this guy is connected to the nuclear testing program in the United States.
Percentage deduction. all at once on
Between
one
nukes, we
spreadsheet.
used to type out 80085 and all sit around and giggle.
So the computer was
Dude.
amazing, and I first used a computer in 1976.
Eric and I were just talking about how we came in at the end of public access and how doesn't really have much time left, probably.
Oh, really? did we get in on a medium?
I kinda-
That's not the most successful.
When we started this show, I was looking at the sky and I thought, that's where I'm gonna fucking
That's
go.
what fuck it.
That's
We're
where
gonna
I'm
take
going.
public
There's
access
this-
back.
take it by storm.
Yeah, basically, long story short, cable companies, which are very rich, profitable companies, used to be forced to pay for public access all across the land of the United States of America, and they very recently, in the last 3 years, won a Supreme Court case that they no longer are responsible for paying for public access. So the only stations that survived are extremely weird, special little places like Open Signal in Portland, because the city of Portland is keeping this place, keeping the lights on.
Okay, for sure. So this is just for people in the community who feel like they need to be on TV.
Pretty much.
Yeah, cool. All right.
That's what we do.
Do we know anything about anybody else who's doing stuff on public access around
I think
here?
most of it is a lot more based on building community support and funds, and what we're doing is actually probably maybe a bit of a like a drain on.
We're just slapping.
We just kind of show up and we're like, heh, heh, heh. I don't know. If you had to shit a dick, would it come out balls first? What do you think? So I think our contribution is, what we do is we're the sweet little cake. We're the sweet little cake after the meeting or whatever,
Yeah.
Let's tackle injustice, but you gotta have some fun too.
I think there's a lot of interesting marginal religious figures who still have shows.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, public access was always a place like that. Everybody who has like an insane religious ideology would go to public access because they could preach to what they believe are millions of people. In Pittsburgh, I saw it was like 3 black guys dressed as like Egyptian pharaohs.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I know the deal, dude. Black Israelites.
Yeah, and they would just read and then just interpret everything of the Bible to make it about UFOs. And they were just like, I remember I just woke up like really hungover, like smoked some weed, put on the TV, and it was like these black Israelites, and this guy was just like, so all the angels, they're actually like 8 foot tall black guys, and they're gonna come down and they're gonna wreck shop on white people. And it was just like the best thing, just listening to them talk for like hours of just like this guy being like, yeah, but let's see what that white guy has to say when an 8 foot tall black angel comes down and just beats the shit out of him.
I love hearing them talk about historical people because they're like Mozart, black. All right. Abraham Lincoln, black. Nicolas Cage, believe it or not, black guy. Nicolas Cage. He's the last one.
It becomes one of those things where like they're just saying enough stuff and you can't stop them because they're on TV and they can't hear you. So you're just kind of like, all right, let's just fucking.
Oh, dude, you just strap in, dude. It's like watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Just like, what if that does happen?
Damn, dude. Was that 4 hours long? Because it just flew by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what public access should be for. Not for making a difference.
Well, and the incredible thing about it was that by law, the organizations running the channel it was illegal for them to have any content moderation.
Okay.
So anything that went on the air was just the responsibility of the individual producer. Unlike, YouTube or TikTok or Instagram.
Okay.
There's just, and so it can be a shit show because there's no content moderation. Obviously, things can go real wrong. Now I just want to play old public access television shows.
No, let's see what people in the 50s think of pretty popular girls.
I will say, I see some of these, like, the Atom Bomb compilation. Who's that for? What are you supposed to do with that?
I watch that kind of shit just to kind of think about doom. And, like, it is, I know that sounds like, I don't question it. I actually just put it on because I'm like, whoa, that's like these are the big, because I thought the world was going to end in a nuclear disaster.
Sure.
I don't think it's going to be that now. I think it's just going to be a slow decline. And then eventually no one will know how to take care of nukes, and they'll just kind of become another environmental disaster.
I'm going to live to be at least 80, I think. The next people probably not.
Yeah.
But I think I'll have grandkids.
I think that life, life expectancy, it's gone down by about 5 years within my lifetime. Yeah, it used to be like 70 for guys, and now it's like 65.
Yeah, for white people, it went down a lot.
Yeah.
For
it went down to 65?
Yeah.
Dude, my dad's like 60.
Well, but that's because of fentanyl overdoses.
My dad's going to start doing fentanyl, dude.
He's going to get bored.
Because, it's all about averages. It's not that you're old. It's that a certain number of 20-year-olds died of fentanyl overdoses.
Sure.
And dropped the average down 5
That's
years.
wild.
Gun deaths, fentanyl,
COVID.
traffic, COVID.
A little bit of COVID.
You know, just the whole thing kind of went down. Shit like this. This is why you need atom bomb reels to just kind of think about it and just kind of accept, like, yeah, it's not looking that good.
You know, most people when they think about sad stuff, they try to feel better, but not here.
Not here. No,
We
I
put
stare
on the
into that
atom
well.
bomb reel
Yeah.
and fucking we fall
How does a
downstairs.
person get to be popular with lots of people and have a few close friends, too?
She's a swell kid.
Why? You know her?
Not very well. I wish I did.
Why are they all
I don't know what
drinking
it
so
is, but there's
fucking
something
weird?
about her you like.
Well, she always looks nice to start with.
Yeah, especially when you compare it with some of the weird characters in this place.
Yoo-hoo!
Ginny thinks that she has the key to popularity, parking in cars with the boys at night. When Jerry brags about taking Ginny out, he learns that she dates all the boys, and he feels less important. What about Ginny? Does that make her really popular?
Yes.
Do the boys and girls like her? Is she welcome to join this group?
It's crazy that they made a TV show to be like, don't be a whore.
Yeah.
They showed this in a school, like in class.
That's crazy.
Oh, okay, Jenny.
Brought the film projector in, showed it on the wall.
Girls who park in cars are not really popular. Not even with the boys they park with. Not when they meet at school or elsewhere.
Nothing like being Miss Popularity.
Yeah.
Meow, meow.
Okay, Ellie. Now there's a girl that'd really get my vote.
Let's ask her over, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
Why not?
Now, why do they invite Carolyn to join their group? when
Because
Jenny
nobody's
wasn't
used her yet.
welcome? Is it because
Yeah,
of the way
dude,
she
she's still
looks and
fresh.
dresses? Because she seems as interested in girls as in boys? Because they've heard no scandal about her?
And Jerry and I are stagehands.
Two among a dozen or so.
How about you, Wally? Where do you fit in all this?
Oh,
That was the slowest bite of a sandwich I've ever seen, dude.
I gathered the props together, and
Boy, what a headache.
You sound like you need a helper. Could I lend a hand?
Would you?
That was smooth.
Yeah, it was. That was a good move, dude.
Sure, I'd like it. I don't know anything about props, but I could learn. Well, I need some help too, Carolyn.
Hey, lay off. I saw her first.
Okay, I just feel like that feels like I just watched like group violence against one girl.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, this is why you exclude sluts.
Dude, they all just fucked a girl and then bullied her.
Yeah.
And they're going to go eat like handfuls of asbestos or whatever they did back then. Just fucking... Just nobody understands the internet on this panel
this is kind
whatsoever.
of what I'm not that invested in this because it's like corporate law, internet, like a globalized economy. It's just like American social media failing, not really making money anymore, and then just because of capitalism, because they can't make more,
there was
because
this,
they can't grow.
One of the Congress people from Texas was like, he's like, all right, I'm a God-fearing man from Texas, and I get on TikTok, all I see is drag queens and gay boys. So you tell me, sir, how does an algorithm work?
Remember what I was saying earlier about how like I've been in the process of like curing my algorithm just from goth chicks like with big boobs and tattoos. It's taken years, and they still try to get me to relapse.
Oh, yeah.
On just following goth girls with big boobs.
The thing about TikTok that's insidious, and I'm sure the other ones are doing it, is that, like, even if you, like, dawdle, if you dawdle before you swipe away, they're still like, oh, interesting, he dawdled.
Yeah. No, they take that as data. You don't get to actually do what you want.
Yeah.
They're like,
no.
You can't be like, no, I don't want. You can be like, no, please. They can put that beer in front of you, and you can just say, no, I'm not anymore. And then
something else I've realized is TikTok's figured out when I'm hungry, like what times of day I usually get hungry, and they start pushing food videos right around the times of day I start eating. It's gotten wild. Like later at night, all I get is food videos. It's they've gotten me, dude.
There was no overt data transmission by TikTok to the Chinese government, and that TikTok did not contact any servers within China. You implied that.
Yeah, turn this down. I don't actually want to hear what anybody's saying at this trial because, frankly, it's just a bunch of Americans trying to put this guy on the spot. He's just a business guy. I think they try to like nail him to the wall for being Chinese pretty much, and like having anything to do with the Chinese government.
Well, he's also like talking about how like he's also lying through the whole thing too. Like, I mean, like none of these social media guys, it doesn't really matter where he's from, none of these social media guys are telling the truth when they're in front of these panels about what they're doing and who they're stealing from.
But there is no regulation around like data mining. There is no, and it's just like, so he's not breaking the law. So even them interrogating them doesn't really mean anything. This is all just a sales pitch to keep your platform going.
That's what's so funny is they're like, we demand that you protect children. Do you promise to protect children? And he's like, I'll follow the laws of the United States of America. Like, do you want to pass a law to protect children on the internet? Like, no, we don't want to pass any laws to protect children on the internet because that'd be too complicated.
But are you gonna do it? And it's like, yes. There was like one lady with a "Don't Tread on Me" sticker on her iPad.
That's so
just
funny,
like,
dude.
Excuse me. What? Do you believe that the Chinese government has committed like human rights violations? And I'm just like, oh, fucking, I'm sure that he does, and like, but he's not going to talk about that. Like, why?
All right, excuse me. I'm going to ask you a question. You go to a restaurant, do you get the chow mein or the cheeseburger? Which one do you want? You better say the right thing.
He's from Singapore, and his wife is American. He made sure to tell everyone that.
Social media has made my daughter insecure, leading to an eating disorder and ultimately depression. What safeguards do you have, and what should we tell Brandy of Lake Nona about how we can help her protect her children?
We have a differentiated experience. I mentioned
Turn this down. There are no heroes in this room right now. We all know that social media makes people sick. We all know that it enables like tons of like neurotic shit and like fucks with people's attention span, their ability to like self-regulate their own shit. It becomes like a dopamine thing. It's more addictive than cigarettes. It's really fucking
and it's wild
toxic
that we even keep talking about it because nobody's going to do anything and nobody wants to do anything because we all like it. So it's not even like a conversation that I understand why we're still having about like how bad social media is because it just keeps getting worse. And it's not going to change because nobody's going to do anything.
That's because whatever these companies, they exist entirely under this framework of capitalism where it doesn't matter what is happening so long as it can increase the bottom line for shareholders, even if it makes the children of those shareholders sick. And, like it will continue. It's an AI thing, but it's not literally AI. Capitalism answers to exactly that one principle that will keep going. So we don't really change anything because this is what's supposed to happen. The ship is supposed to take years to sink. And it's supposed to keep going.
I don't feel that bad about it either. I think I'm going to just keep watching live streams of guys getting mad at Elden Ring and then weird cooking videos and videos of babies getting hit or whatever, and I'm just going to keep that rolling between like meals and all that, and eventually I'll die.
That's what I'm saying. We're all just part of the ongoing human experience. We're all just one chapter in this thing. I'm not really trying to save the fucking world anymore. I used to kind of think about this, but I'm sort of cynical when it comes to actually changing things. I will say I have TikTok and I've opened it about 3 times. And I have friends that will not stop sending me videos on there.
I'm on TikTok like all day.
Yeah.
Like all day I'm on TikTok.
See, it never really got its hooks in me, and I was always kind of confused by it. Always made me feel out of touch.
Yeah.
Is what it did.
Lily's deleted it like 4 or 5 times. I haven't even tried.
It's one of those things where I felt kind of I would watch by the time I downloaded it, I have met like multiple 45-year-old comedians telling me, you got to get on TikTok, dude. And it's so hard to watch like a 45-year-old man tell you how to make your life work.
That's tough.
People who are performing on the same like level that I am, basically making the same amount of money at this. Basically everything's the same, but they're like, no, you got to go viral on TikTok. Just the words viral it's from a 45-year-old man. It's like that feels like an old word coming from an old man trying to tell me how to get in on the ground floor of the next fucking thing that has already sailed. Like I'm already out of it.
It's done. Podcasts are over already. Like TikTok, comedians on TikTok have jumped the shark so bad that it's like, I don't know. I don't think
that's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's not for like a 5-minute thought on a subject. It's for, quick stuff.
Bad crowd work. Like people like a guy being like getting heckled and be like, "Oh yeah, you really think that?" And then it's the end and it's got like 6 million views and people are like, "Dude, what? You fucking got him." That's what does well on TikTok. It's not good for stand up. And like there are good stand-ups who do well on TikTok.
I accept that, but there are also plenty of people who see TikTok as something that will save them from the hell that is their own aging fucking life. I really think people need to, I don't know, like my input on it is like maybe after the pandemic when everybody kind of OD'd on social media, everybody kind of embarrassed themselves at some point. I definitely did.
Yeah, sure.
But I think maybe the return to like live entertainment would be a nice thing where not everything is just staring at a phone.
Something I will say that I do like from TikTok stand-up is young people, like people my age and younger, are starting to get into stand-up again, which is cool. I like doing shows and seeing people my age and being able to talk about things that are happening that people my age give a shit about or know about or understand. Because humor is such like especially like stand-up is such like a rapidly changing, like what's funny,
it's a
what's
cultural
relevant.
thing.
It is.
And like stuff that was funny even like 10 years ago isn't funny anymore.
Yeah, dude.
And I think that's a good thing.
Shit ages so poorly that like having people who are younger get back into stand-up is going to keep stand-up relevant longer again.
And I desperately need young people to think that I'm relevant.
Yeah.
Because that is something that I like. I've noticed this, how like I work with there's one Gen Z girl who works at my job.
Yeah.
And everybody just wants her to like them. Yeah. Because all of us, our lives are kind of over.
Sure.
And we're all just kind of like, dude, like we all kind of feel like, well, like whatever I can do, like I can't really try to be cool because trying to be cool at my age is pathetic. So, but you need young people.
Something I will say is, not to just suck your dick or whatever, but the change I've seen in your stand-up over the last couple years, it's not like you've changed at all, but I've watched your stand-up turn into like, you've caught waves of staying super relevant, and like the way your humor has like evolved with time post pandemic, and like the stuff you're doing about is still incredibly relevant to like what's funny.
I feel like that's the only fire keeping me alive is trying to write something about the world now because the world seems so different. Like I don't know, like it used to be like, you want to write jokes that have staying power. Yeah. That like a year from now, when you hypothetically make your stand-up special or whatever, you want it to be like a fully formed, well-tested bit. But it's like, dude, what stays relevant? And like, why do you need to have the hour special? Yeah. And people are the climate of the whole thing is so different. Like you write something now and you would like make a post on the internet. It doesn't really matter what happens with it, but older comics will tell me, it's like, well, you burned that joke, but at least you got like 9,000 followers from it. I'm just like, I don't think it's burning a joke. Like people will have come to shows and been like, I was glad that you told that joke because that was the one that I heard about.
Dude, well, it's like you can do non-topical stuff, and like if you're trying to build like time, I feel like most of it you do has to be non-topical. Like you can't build a set off of any. If you ever want to talk about anything topical, you have to write like 5 new minutes a week every week.
And if you aren't getting paid to do that and you just have a regular job, good fucking luck.
Yeah. And it's like Either way, which I honestly, I think in a lot of ways makes you a better writer and a better stand-up to be constantly just like coming up with new bits and like because you gotta make sure this is quickly done, good, sounds good, it's got punchlines, like this is like, you know what I mean, if you want to do something that's relevant to whatever's going on, and like what's difficult is to find shit that's not necessarily topical but that is culturally, like my whole set pretty much right now, autism, pegging, fucking, you know, like all that shit, like that's stuff that I like people are gonna.
That's all stuff I found out about from the internet.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
just like a lot of
which is like what you
share,
can talk about.
The things that like people share. Sometimes it is what crawls out of the internet.
Yeah, dude. That's like what we can all talk about now is stuff that like kind of internet culture is really the only shared experience. Everything's
by the
so
time
divided.
something is on the news, it's already something that is completely misunderstood by the public. Like Andrew Tate, by the time he was on the news, it was because he got arrested, and they're like, this has been going on for 5 years.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, now this is going to be a bunch of people who haven't heard of streaming before.
And you also, in like, once you get to that point where it's on the news, they completely miss the point that there are, like, hundreds of now, like, niches and subcultures that all view it from a different standpoint.
Whereas
so
the news has a very strict binary outlook on everything.
Exactly. Like, what parts of things for what cultures make it acceptable or unacceptable to talk about, and, like, what makes it... Like, dude, like that for real, like, whether it's cringe or not shit, like, everything, that's why everything's post-ironic, because it's like irony is now so fucking dead that you have to look at a guy through, like, Andrew Tate, and you have to, like, go through every perspective of every niche, think about it in a meta-narrative, and then ignore the meta-narrative because it's fucking, like,
you have to see the
out.
Impact of the meta-narrative, and that is...
it's
like,
crazy. So by the time it gets to the news, they're just, like, taking it at face value, which is so dumb. So,
for the internet, for something that came out of, like, an online circle that, like, you have a person who is being enabled by a ton of chatters who are all, like, very isolated young people for the most part. And maybe not totally isolated, but like mostly yes.
Yeah. Well, see, like this woman who's on there right now making TikToks, she misses like 6 layers of the internet that you need to understand to be cool and relevant on the internet. That's why she sucks, right? That's why she sucks, is she doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
She doesn't know yet, and a lot of people are gonna hate her because she doesn't know what things she has to confront and overcome to be cool, you know, on the internet to people younger than her. But instead, she's still like, she's like doing something from like 2018, maybe, that would have been okay back then. But now it's fucking like, it's like, dude, we did like fucking 20 things since then. You suck now. You know, like, you suck now. Like, this is cringe.
The wheel is always turning. It's never, nobody's on top for very long, and you will be destroyed one way or another. I do think that it's one thing that I do think is kind of relevant to this is the story of Hayley Williams, the lead singer of Paramore. Have you ever heard of that band?
Yeah, of course. I know Paramore.
Okay,
I'm fucking...
It's like an old band now.
Yeah, I know.
They're like an emo pop band. But she kind of had this one hit that was kind of about, like, you're a slut, and now I'm... like, you treated this guy like shit, and now I'm fucking him, and you're a bitch.
Yeah.
It's like the theme of the song.
Yeah.
And people were like, for years, she was like she was like a teenager just getting dragged.
Yeah.
We were like, you need to address your... I just heard about something called internalized misogyny, and I think that you need to confront your fucking problem.
Yeah.
Hayley Williams, a young girl getting bullied on the internet for years. She was the only woman booked on Warped Tour.
Yeah.
It was a problematic scene.
Yeah.
And it was like, she got like, nobody gave her like the benefit of the doubt on any of this shit.
Yeah.
And then she stopped playing it for like 5 years. And then people were just like, hey, you can play that song.
What the fuck is your problem? Play the song.
Play the song.
Play the song, dude.
And now she's playing it again. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I guess I've owned my shit, and maybe the world doesn't actually, and it just makes you see that is what it is.
Oh, it's
like,
a wild cycle
Yeah.
because like aesthetically everything had to come back around to the point where it was cool to like Paramore again.
Yeah.
Because in 2007 it was cool because that was so long ago now that it's like vintage
legend.
dope
Yeah,
shit.
it's like no. Oh wait, you were the only woman on Warped Tour. That's dope. Where when she was doing it, it's like you're the only woman on Warped Tour. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. And then like
I think she's like an interest. Just her cycle of getting dragged and then praised and accepted is something that maybe that's what it is now.
Yeah, I think that's that's the whole thing. I mean, like getting
your impact, your meta narrative, like so her like song was basically constructed by the misogyny of that time.
Yeah,
so it was somebody writing an authentic thought from a teenage girl perspective, and that gets blasted, and it's a good song, so people fucking love her. They blow up, then they punish her for it, and then when she gives up, she's like, "You're right, I fucking suck," and then it's like, "No, you have arrived."
Dude, it's starter t-shirts, starter brand t-shirts. She is starter brand t-shirts where when people were wearing them, it was a dorky poor kid thing to wear, and then it was the coolest thing ever to do it like last year because it's like oh yeah, dude, fucking this show's like working. I don't know what it is.
This shows that I have like it shows that I'm fake working class or something. It starts with I am working class, and then it becomes, hey, look, I'm wearing this because it sucks, and then it's I'm wearing this because I'm fucking cool.
And I buy
rich.
in.
Yeah.
Carhartt brand.
Carhartt has been.
I want people to think I'm cool.
I love it that like welders couldn't get Carhartts because graphic designers bought all of the Carhartts this year. All the Carhartt.
That's so funny. Dude.
They're just like I saw. I like me. I was I work in a glass factory. I wore my Carhartt overalls just to get drunk at a bar after work with some of the guys. And this guy comes up to me. He's like a painter or something, not like a art painter, like a real like industrial painter
and stuff.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Hey, where did you get those?" Like, they don't have any in my size right now, and I was just like, "Yeah, dude. I mean, I see these things at like indie rock shows. If people are still doing indie rock, which I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, I mean, barely, not really.
It's not really the thing anymore.
It's not. Well, yeah, it's not that cool. I mean, I guess it is. There's some shit that's still floating around that people like, but it's
indie rock was really important when I was younger.
Oh, it was so
royalty.
Cool. 2010, around 2010 through garage rock.
It was weirdly important.
Yeah, garage rock. Well, they went through like the Shins phase when it kind of fell off again, like when that kind of stuff was around, like the Shins and like Matt and Kim, that kind of stuff.
Matt and Kim. There was a summer where this Beirut album came out that I remember. It was like around like 2008, and I just remember going from party to party, everyone putting on that album, and then somebody just explaining exactly the same, basically the Wikipedia article of the guy, where I think he was like 17 when he wrote and made this album, and that went on for an entire summer.
Yeah,
that did not end. Every party was just like, "Oh yeah, this is Beirut," and then I would see myself doing it.
Yeah,
and just explaining what I've heard from other people.
Well,
as just reading the Wikipedia article, where nobody has like a thought is not something that you create.
Well, there's kind of not anything new that's doing that anymore. I don't think.
I think things are too fractured. You know, like everybody has their rabbit hole that they follow.
Well, there was like the hyper pop thing for like 2 seconds. That was like the new subversive cool thing.
Hyper pop,
like 100 gex or whatever.
I have no idea.
It just wildly annoying. It's like it was kind of dubsteppy. It was like purely ironic music. It was like this really. It was like electronic music that was like annoyingly poppy, but there were like kind of industrial parts to it, and it was like it's like hard to listen to. Like
sounds like
grating.
It's like steeped in irony, post-irony, and like meta narrative, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was kind of like the logical progression of shit going from SoundCloud rap to like shit that like white people could feel part of again.
And
you know what I mean?
Isn't it also like a lot of the influence from the K-pop and the J-pop? And
yes. Yeah, that kind of K-pop, J-pop.
But if it sounds like shit, it sounds like they're doing like look, we live in the kingdom of that shit, but now that kingdom is dead, doing the Dark Souls thing.
Yes.
Where you live in a world where everything has already happened. The music has already happened.
Yes.
Now you just see the tarnished, fucked up version
Yep.
of what has come before, and that's what you're living with now. So actually, it does sound kind of relevant. I
Yeah,
can see
it
how that
totally
would've-
is. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
You know, it just wasn't
You'd think
good.
that music would be like good to listen to, but
Yeah.
if the statement is that we live in a world where everything has already happened
Yeah.
and it's not funny anymore, the irony is fucking not there. It's not funny anymore. It's just actually the abandoned mall of the cult of your culture.
Yeah.
There it is, and you have to wander through these liminal fucking spaces where you just see the flashing lights of K-pop,
Yeah.
like the
That's what it is.
turned up like shit of dubstep and stuff, which was like a deconstruction and an escalation of electronic music.
It's
and then,
music has gotten so deconstructed. It is just music is liminal spaces now.
Mhm.
It's shit that kind of sounds like other stuff, and like that almost everything's an influence. And it's like, but the thing is like you can't make something without an influence. You know,
you are
But-
the reflection of the things that influence you,
Yeah.
and it becomes like I don't know, man. The fact that irony is like done,
Yeah.
Like we've advanced so much through
Yeah.
that where I don't really understand what the fuck post irony is supposed to mean
I don't
exactly.
either.
I think that the fact it is an intangible.
Yeah.
That intangibleness. I don't know. I really feel like the only like just the relevant setting of like Dark Souls is what I see
Yeah.
reflected in almost all culture now, is that people are just like, well, whatever. Like it's sort of
That looks
right
like
before
fun.
Dark Souls. The
I like that dude's shirt.
yeah, is this the dude who's like, oh, I'm just too scared to I can't dance right now. I'm too afraid because Osama bin Laden is
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, I don't think this is that guy.
No.
But yeah, you can try to figure out what the next music is going to be. A lot of the good stuff I've been hearing is actually just like good pop music that's really well produced,
Yeah,
because
dude.
that hasn't really changed. It's
Well, yeah,
just like-
Billie Eilish is fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, who else? There was somebody else I was listening to recently that I liked. Dude, honestly, a lot of the Harry Styles shit has been pretty good for a minute. Is doing that and the Strokes came out with a good stuff. Like the pop music's still good.
I don't
but-
even know what most of it is. I just listen to what the young guys put on at work, and
Yeah.
like I'll step up to the thing every once in a while and I'll be like, all right, I gotta play something, and I'm just like, I used to put on like Black Sabbath, and I'm like,
Sure.
I can't put on Black Sabbath
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel too old. It's like, dude, Black Sabbath wasn't even relevant when I was younger. It's just like I still like heavy music,
And it's
I think
still
people
good.
still like heavy music, but I gotta find something that
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
guys like
know-
me shouldn't be leading the charge on like what's relevant musically. I just don't think that's my thing.
Well, Nirvana's still cool. I don't think Nirvana's gonna ever not be cool.
I liked it when they came back because of a Batman meme.
Yeah.
And it was like the saddest song on the album, which was one of my favorites. And then but you can go back and listen to like those albums and it's like, oh, actually the spirit of this is as relevant as it was.
Oh, it's cool. Well, and I think it's easy to keep cool because it's heavy, but it's catchy, and then it's also like the lyrics don't really mean anything. So
yeah,
it's
if you
like,
read them, you're just kind of like, a lot of this is just it's almost intentionally like bouncing around and meaningless.
yeah,
like
it doesn't mean anything. So you can just keep listening to it forever. So
Yeah.
because it's not like I mean, some of it ages poorly.
It's not like,
just 'cause
where
it's
were
like
you
some
when the
90s
towers
shit.
went down?
Right.
Like, which is something that stays in at that place and
Yes.
time. But
Yeah.
if you have something that is sort of like a rubber ball bouncing around the mind of somebody in the 90s, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's
and it's
fine.
laced with a few like old feminist slogans.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was it's music that seemed to stand for something by not standing for things rigidly.
Yeah.
Good band.
Which might be post-irony. That might be
I think
what
that might be
is.
what we were trying to land on, where it's like, no, like in order for something to make an impact, it has to be more of a vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has to be more of a vibe than an
I'm
actual
all about
statement.
vibes.
That's what we all are.
And it's like, well, and you know, Kurt Cobain's the king of Gen X. And Gen X is living its whole youth culture life in opposition to the earnest beliefs of the baby boomers that like singing this song will end the war.
Yeah.
And like, Kurt Cobain's like, singing this song will like do nothing. It'll get me laid and I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed that it'll get me laid.
Sure.
I don't even want it to. If you want to sleep with me because I sang that song, then I can't sleep with you. I hate you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just the opposite of what the boomers were doing with rock.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, which was, oh my God. I heard this one song. It was like, it was a guy who just died. He's one of the guys from Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Which one just died?
David Crosby.
David Crosby had a song where he was like, I almost cut my hair. And it's and it's sort of like this scary fuck. It's like this thing where it's like, I can't believe that I almost cut my hair. And it was like, oh man, I almost betrayed my freak flag. And one of the lyrics is, I feel scared. Sometimes I feel scared, like when I get pulled over by a police car. And it's just like this white guy who's like protected by the apparatus of like police.
Out on the road today, I saw a Deadhead sticker on a Cadillac.
Yeah.
A little voice inside my head said, "Don't look back. You can never look back."
Fucking sucks, dude. Yeah. So I guess that like the boomer earnest thing where they're, I don't know, man. I've been like I guess I like going back on Facebook, which is truly a liminal space of its own now.
Oh, it's so crazy.
With just my grandma getting lost and trying to look things up and accidentally posting stuff. And I've met 4 different people have made duplicate accounts of my grandma and like reached out to me, and I'll just be like, how long can I talk to them before they realize that this is supposed to be my grandma?
My grandfather died back in October. He died on my birthday, actually, which was wild.
That is weird.
I woke up on my birthday and I had a text from my dad. It was like, happy birthday, dude. Happy birthday, buddy. Love you. Also, Papa's dead. And it was the craziest thing. But dude, I keep getting friend requests from over and over again. People are still stealing his account. My mama has gotten her Facebook hacked like every 2 months. We've been friends on Facebook since like 2009. I get a new friend request from. I shouldn't be saying their full names on this. Eric, if there's any way we could cut me saying my grandparents' full names whose identities keep getting stolen. If we could,
if we didn't have to work, I think we could make this better. I think we could put a lot more effort into this. But what you're getting is the true working class perspective of us trying to get into entertainment, and this is what ordinary people have to offer without support.
Yeah,
and I think it's pretty good for what it is.
Yeah, I think it's cool. We're funny.
And if you think it sucks, fuck you. You know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, our lives are hard, you know, or maybe not fuck you, because
maybe we're not that funny.
Maybe we aren't.
Maybe we're not.
Maybe if we were funnier, that we would have gotten launched out of this fucking hellhole of, like, having to work our asses off just to, you know, live.
No, I'm going to move, and then it'll be okay.
You're going to move, and then you'll launch yourself to the top.
I'm going to fucking explode, dude.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Some guy from Pittsburgh messaged me, was like, hey, it seems like you're doing really well out there. Seems like you're on the brink of stardom. And I was like, I'm going to kill myself. I typed out, I'm going to fucking kill myself. And then I did not. I did not send that. But I was like, dude, I can't.
It's just crazy how wrong you are about
I just want anybody watching this right now to know this is not a dream. Your struggles are the same as ours. You can actually kind of trust us more than people who like make money from Patreon.
Oh yeah, dude. You kidding me? I struggle to pay rent.
Yeah.
Listen to my thoughts on post-irony.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Do you know what that is? I don't know.
We figured it out, sort of. I think we touched on what it might mean.
We got close. We batted at it.
We were like, hey, it's a vibe.
Yeah, dude, it's a vibe.
Accurate enough.
Yeah.
Everything's a vibe. Nothing is a fact anymore. and people used to be like, oh my God, I can't believe we live in a post-fact world. It's like, that's hack.
Yeah,
no,
who
that's
cares?
hack. Who gives a shit? You want facts back?
No, facts don't matter.
Yeah.
You know who likes facts is dumb people. If a guy ever tells you like a fact about like science or like dinosaurs, that's a moron.
Yeah.
Morons love
who's
science.
A fucking dweeb.
Yeah, dude.
Well, actually, that's a actually person.
Yeah.
The kind of person who will correct you at a party.
That's a guy who doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
People who really think don't know anything about anything.
All right? That's street smarts.
I got street smarts
real
out
street
the
smarts
ass,
now
dude.
is the following the vibe.
Look,
that's it.
I've never been able to read or write. I can't read, write. I don't know how to tie my shoes good. I do bunny ears every time.
That's true. Yeah, I know for a fact that he can't actually tie his shoes different.
I do bunny ears. I've been doing bunny ears. It works for me. The other way makes me fucking mad when I try to do it.
It breaks his brain when he tries to do the regular way that other people do. It's actually kind of like watching a chimpanzee try to do like multiplication.
The rabbit goes around the hole and you leave a piece. I don't know what that means, dude. The first way I learned works, so why do I have to change it?
And that's what we want you to think about tonight is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think we landed on that point at all until now, but maybe there's something to it.
If it is broken, also don't fix it. It's not your job.
Kick the can down the fucking road.
Kick it down the road.
Sure, we're still using Civil War era braking systems in our railway things. I'm sorry. Do you make wheels for a living? Are you a wheel guy? Are you a wheelman?
People don't use anesthetics for pap smears. It's like we're doing surgeries in tents. And you know what? You're not going to change that. You're
not changing anything,
do that.
motherfucker. I don't care what you've been writing in your little journal.
The world is over.
You inhabit a husk.
I will kill you if you try to make a difference.
If you try to make a fucking difference, you're a poser.
You're a poser and a loser. Hop on the sinking ship and then act too cool to do a thing.
Pop a squat and listen to the band for the next 6 years as the Titanic slowly goes down.
Yeah, dude.
And of course we're gonna run out of some food as it goes.
But who needs it? Tangerines?
You need tangerines. You need shrimp. What? I guess eggs is the thing that actually got too expensive.
Eggs. That would be hard.
But we're gonna be eating bugs, motherfucker. Get on the bug train.
I think eggs
are back.
Eggs are back.
Eggs are back. Are they cheap again?
No, they're still expensive.
They're expensive.
I bought a carton of eggs yesterday, and it was like $4.29.
Oh, okay.
That's just pure profit. Now
it's so fucked.
I love it how it's just known that it's like, no, we just jacked it up. Anyway, thanks because we've had a record year. All we did was fuck you over.
I have no idea how to cook meat, and it's because I can't afford to.
Hey, come on! It's the Midnighters Survival Show. That's been our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope that you learned something. I know we did.
I learned a lot.
Yeah, and survive. Hang in there. This isn't a dream. And your feelings are valid, but not all of them. Don't listen to those fucked up ones too much, all right? Because your brain is lying to you too.
Yeah. It's Midnighter's Survival Show. You survive about it. Don't be a pussy.
Don't be a pussy.
Don't be a pussy and die.
Don't be a bitch. Don't bitch out on reality. You keep showing up. And survive.
Your dick is small.
And if you're sad that you're not thriving and you're not getting anything that you want, and every day is just a cold slog through hell, you keep on going because we need your we need your labor. We need you to keep this thing going.
Give up. Don't do it anymore.
Give up and good night.
All right.
Good night, everyone.